Let me ask you something. How many of you have ever doubted whether success was possible for you? Be honest. Maybe you've tried and failed. Maybe life knocked you down. But here's the truth. Success does exist. It's not reserved for the lucky, the talented, or the chosen few. It's available to anyone willing to step up, take action, and commit to real change. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you keep telling yourself. So tonight we're rewriting that story. Are you ready? Because success isn't a maybe, it's a must. Success is not some abstract concept meant for a chosen few. It is real, tangible, and completely within reach for anyone who is willing to pursue it with determination and strategy. Yet so many people live their lives believing that success is a rare phenomenon, something that happens to lucky people or those who are born with the right circumstances. But let's break that illusion right now. Success is not about luck. It's not about being born into the right family or having a perfect set of circumstances. It's about taking ownership of your life and making a committed decision to rise, no matter where you start. Think about the most successful people in history, whether in business, sports, or any other field. They didn't wake up one day and suddenly become successful. Their success was built through a series of intentional choices, disciplined actions, and the relentless pursuit of improvement. They encountered failure, obstacles, and challenges just like everyone else. The only difference? They didn't stop. They didn't make excuses. They believed in the possibility of success and were willing to do what it takes to achieve it. One of the biggest barriers to success is the belief that it's unattainable. People look at successful individuals and think, they had an advantage. They had resources I don't have. They must be naturally gifted. But here's the truth. Successful people often started with nothing. Some of the greatest business leaders, athletes, and innovators came from poverty, faced extreme hardships, and had no connections. The only thing they had was a vision and the determination to turn that vision into reality. Success is not just about talent. It's about mindset, discipline, and execution. Talent alone won't get you there. You can be the most talented person in the world, but if you don't put in the effort, if you don't take action, you will never see the results you desire. On the flip side, someone with average talent but an extraordinary work ethic will outperform a gifted person who refuses to put in the work. So if success is real and achievable, why do so many people struggle to reach it? One reason is the fear of failure. People are afraid to take risks because they don't want to fail. They want certainty. They want guarantees. But let me tell you something. There is no success without risk. There is no success without failure. Failure is simply a lesson. It's feedback. It's an opportunity to learn, adjust, and grow stronger. Every person who has ever succeeded has failed multiple times along the way. The only difference between them and those who remain stuck is their ability to keep moving forward despite setbacks. Another major reason people struggle with success is because they don't truly commit to it. They say they want success, but their actions don't align with their words. They want success as long as it's convenient, as long as it doesn't require sacrifice, as long as they don't have to step outside their comfort zone. But real success demands commitment. It requires you to push beyond your limits, to do the things that others aren't willing to do, and to stay disciplined even when you don't feel like it. Success is not an accident. It's the result of specific patterns of thinking and behavior. And once you understand this, you gain control over your own destiny. You stop waiting for success to happen, and instead you start creating it. You start developing the right mindset, the right habits, and the right strategies. You start focusing on progress instead of perfection. You stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for your own results. One of the greatest truths about success is that it is available to everyone. But not everyone will achieve it. Why? Because not everyone is willing to do what it takes. Not everyone is willing to commit fully. But if you decide right now that you will no longer settle, that you will no longer accept mediocrity, that you will take control of your future, then success is yours to claim. The question is not whether success exists. The question is whether you are willing to do what's necessary to reach it. Success is not a mystery, it's a formula. It's a set of principles that, when followed, lead to predictable results. So ask yourself, are you willing to show up every day with discipline? Are you willing to push past fear and take action? Are you willing to keep going when things get tough? Because if you are, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Success is not an illusion, it's a reality, and it's waiting for you to step up and claim it. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not intelligence, luck, or natural talent. It's mindset and habits. The way you think and the actions you take daily determine the results you get in life. Success doesn't happen overnight, nor is it the result of one big decision. It's the outcome of small, consistent choices that compound over time. If you look at anyone who has achieved greatness, you'll notice they have a certain way of thinking and behaving that sets them apart. Is they don't allow negativity to control their thoughts, they don't let fear dictate their actions, and they don't waste time on things that don't move them forward. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can be your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy, and the choice is yours. People who fail often do so not because they lack ability, but because they have conditioned themselves to accept failure as their reality. They tell themselves stories about why they can't succeed, why they aren't good enough, or why circumstances are against them. But those who win tell themselves a different story. They focus on solutions, not problems. They see setbacks as lessons, not as roadblocks. They don't ask, why is this happening to me? Instead, they ask, what can I learn from this? That shift in mindset is the foundation of success. But mindset alone is not enough. What truly separates high achievers from the rest of the world is their habits. Every successful person follows a set of daily rituals that prime them for excellence. These aren't just random actions, they are carefully designed routines that build momentum. Think about elite athletes. They don't train only when they feel like it, they train every single day, rain or shine, because they know consistency is the key to mastery. The same principle applies to success in any field. If you want to be financially free, you can't just hope for money to appear. You have to develop financial discipline, study wealth-building strategies, and take action consistently. If you want to be a great leader, you have to practice leadership, learn from mentors, and refine your skills every day. Success is the result of intentional behavior. Most people live their lives in reaction mode. They wake up without a plan, let external circumstances dictate their mood, and drift through the day without a clear direction. Successful people do the opposite. They take control of their time. They plan their days, set priorities, and eliminate distractions. They don't waste energy on things that don't serve their goals. They understand that every moment matters, and they use their time wisely. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for motivation. They think they need to feel inspired before taking action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, and if you depend on it, you'll never be consistent. Successful individuals don't wait for motivation. They create momentum through disciplined action. They know that the hardest part is starting, but once they take that first step, the energy builds. They train themselves to take action no matter how they feel, because they understand that emotions are temporary, but results come from consistent effort. Fear is one of the biggest killers of success. It keeps people trapped in their comfort zones, afraid to take risks or try new things. But the truth is, fear will never completely disappear. The only way to overcome it is to take action despite it. Fear is like a muscle. The more you face it, the stronger you become. Every time you push past your fears, you expand your limits. Every time you take a step outside your comfort zone, you grow. Successful people are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear stop them. They understand that everything they want in life is on the other side of discomfort, and they are willing to go through the struggle to get there. The most successful individuals are also relentless learners. They don't assume they have all the answers. They seek knowledge constantly. They read, study, ask questions, and surround themselves with people who challenge them. They know that growth never stops, and they embrace the process of continuous learning. They invest in themselves, whether through books, mentors, courses, or experiences, because they know that their level of success will never exceed their level of knowledge and self-improvement. The bottom line is this: success is not an accident, nor is it reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who is willing to cultivate the right mindset and build the right habits. If you train your mind to see opportunities instead of obstacles, if you develop habits that align with your goals, if you take consistent action even when you don't feel like it, success is inevitable. The question is not whether you are capable, the question is whether you are committed. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the willingness to do what it takes. Fear and doubt are the greatest barriers to success, yet they exist only in the mind. They are illusions, mental roadblocks that convince people to stay in their comfort zones, to avoid risks, and to settle for mediocrity. But the truth is, every great success story begins with someone who was willing to step into uncertainty. to take action despite fear, and to push forward when doubt crept in. The people who achieve the most in life are not the ones who never feel fear. They are the ones who refuse to let it control them. They understand that fear is simply a signal, a challenge to be overcome, not a reason to stop. Most people wait for the perfect moment to act, thinking that once they feel ready, they'll finally go after what they want. But the perfect moment does not exist. If you wait until you feel completely confident, until the conditions are ideal, until all doubts disappear, you will wait forever. Success comes to those who act before they feel ready. They understand that confidence is not something you wait for, it's something you build through action. The more you do, the more capable you become. Every small step forward strengthens your belief in yourself, and every challenge you face prepares you for the next level of success. Taking massive action is the key to overcoming fear. Most people hesitate, overthink, and analyze every possible outcome before making a move. They let fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown hold them back. But high achievers don't let these fears dictate their actions. They understand that clarity comes from action, not from overthinking. When they have a goal, they take immediate steps toward it, even if they don't have all the answers. They trust that they will figure things out along the way. They don't let uncertainty paralyze them. They move forward, adjust as needed, and keep pushing ahead. The biggest mistake people make is assuming that fear is a sign to stop. But fear is actually a sign of growth. It means you are stepping outside your comfort zone, challenging yourself, and expanding your limits. The only way to grow is to lean into discomfort, to take risks, and to embrace uncertainty. If something scares you, it likely means it's worth pursuing. The more you expose yourself to fear, the more you build resilience. Over time, what once seemed terrifying becomes second nature. This is how confidence is developed, not by avoiding fear, but by facing it repeatedly. Failure is another major obstacle that stops people from taking action. Many are so afraid of failing that they never even try. But failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Every great achiever has failed, often multiple times, before reaching their goals. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they interpret failure. Some see it as proof that they aren't good enough, while others see it as feedback, a lesson that helps them improve. The most successful people in the world have experienced more failures than most, but they never allowed those failures to define them. Instead, they used them as stepping stones, adjusting their strategies and growing stronger with each setback. Think about the people you admire, the innovators, the leaders, the game changers. Do you think they never faced doubt? Do you think they never questioned themselves? Of course they did, but they didn't let those doubts stop them. They trained themselves to move forward despite uncertainty. They developed the habit of taking bold action, knowing that progress comes from doing, not just thinking. They didn't wait for guarantees. They created their own opportunities through relentless effort. Success is a direct result of action. The more action you take, the more momentum you build, and momentum is everything. The hardest part of any journey is getting started. But once you take that first step, the next step becomes easier. When you develop the habit of consistent action, fear begins to lose its grip on you. You start to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. You become someone who thrives under pressure, who embraces uncertainty, and who trusts themselves to handle whatever comes their way. Taking massive action also means refusing to settle. Too many people give up too soon. They take a few steps, encounter difficulty, and decide it's not meant for them. But the truth is, success doesn't come to those who try once and quit. It comes to those who persist, who keep going even when things get tough. The path to success is filled with obstacles, and those obstacles are there to test your commitment. Are you willing to push through when things don't go as planned? Are you willing to keep moving forward when others would give up? If you can answer yes to those questions, you are already ahead of most people. Ultimately, fear and doubt will always be present. There will never be a time when you feel completely fearless or 100% certain about everything. But the people who achieve the greatest success are the ones who take action despite those feelings. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward in spite of it. They commit to growth, take risks, and trust themselves to adapt along the way. So if you are waiting for the perfect moment, stop waiting. If you are letting fear hold you back, decide to push through it. Take that first step. Make that bold move. Start before you feel ready. Because the only way to create success is through action, and the only way to move past fear is to prove to yourself through experience that you are stronger than your doubts. Success is not a single event, a lucky break, or a moment of instant recognition. It is a journey, a continuous process of growth, learning, and adaptation. Too many people believe that success is a destination, that once they achieve a certain goal, they will have made it. But the reality is, true success is about mastering the process, not just reaching an endpoint. It is about consistently improving, pushing boundaries, and evolving into the best version of yourself. Those who understand this principle are the ones who sustain success over the long term, while those who chase quick wins often find themselves falling back to where they started. The idea that success is an ongoing process can be seen in every field. Look at the greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders. None of them reached a level of excellence and then stopped growing. They kept refining their craft, learning new strategies, and setting higher goals. They understood that the moment they became complacent, they would start to decline. Success is like a muscle. If you don't keep working at it, you lose it. That's why the people who achieve lasting success never stop striving. They stay curious, open to feedback, and willing to adapt to new challenges. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that success is a straight path. They believe that once they commit to a goal, everything will unfold smoothly. But the truth is, the journey is filled with ups and downs, wins and losses, breakthroughs and setbacks. There will be times when progress seems slow, when obstacles appear impossible to overcome, and when self-doubt starts to creep in. This is where most people quit. They think that difficulties mean they are failing, but in reality, those difficulties are simply part of the process. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is their ability to keep going even when things aren't easy. The process of success also requires constant self-awareness. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. Many people put in effort but don't see results because they are focused on the wrong things. They get caught up in busy work instead of high-impact activities. They chase distractions instead of priorities. Successful people, on the other hand, regularly assess their progress. They ask themselves, am I moving in the right direction? What is working? What needs to change? They are not afraid to pivot, to adjust their strategies, and to learn from their experiences. They understand that success is not just about persistence, but about refinement, about continuously improving the way they operate. Another key aspect of the success process is resilience. Challenges will come, failures will happen, and unexpected setbacks will arise. But those who stay in the game long enough to win are the ones who refuse to let these obstacles define them. They see every setback as a learning opportunity, every failure as a stepping stone. Instead of getting discouraged, they ask, what can I take from this experience to grow stronger? They train their minds to see problems not as stop times, but as lessons that will help them move forward. This mindset shift is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who give up too soon. Success is also about consistency. Too many people start strong but lose momentum over time. They get excited about a new goal, put in effort for a while, but then allow distractions, doubts, or external pressures to pull them off course. The most successful individuals are the ones who remain consistent over the long haul. They show up every day, even when they don't feel like it. They stay disciplined, even when motivation fades. They understand that real results come from small, repeated actions compounded over time, not from occasional bursts of effort. One of the most overlooked aspects of sustained success is the ability to adapt. The world is constantly changing, and those who cling to outdated methods or refuse to evolve will eventually be left behind. The most successful people are those who embrace change, who stay open to new ideas, and who continuously reinvent themselves. They don't resist progress, they use it to their advantage. They are always looking for ways to improve, to refine their skills, and to stay ahead of the curve. This willingness to evolve is what allows them to maintain their success long after others have plateaued. Another crucial factor in long-term success is the ability to enjoy the process. People who see success as just a destination often find themselves feeling empty once they reach their goal. They worked so hard for a moment of victory only to realize that it didn't bring them the fulfillment they expected. True success comes from loving the journey itself. It comes from finding purpose in the work, joy in the challenges, and meaning in the daily grind. The most fulfilled individuals are not those who achieve one big win, but those who wake up every day excited to keep growing, learning, and pushing their limits. The truth is, there is no final point where you can say, I have achieved success and now I can stop. Success is not something you attain and then keep forever. It is something you must constantly nurture. It is a lifelong commitment to growth, to excellence, and to continuous improvement. The people who understand this never stop evolving, never stop challenging themselves, and never stop pushing for more. They know that the real reward is not just the achievement itself, but the person they become in the process. So if you are chasing success, don't just focus on the end goal. Focus on becoming the type of person who naturally attracts success. Focus on developing the habits, mindset, and resilience that will keep you growing no matter what challenges arise. Success is not a one-time event. It is a way of life. And the sooner you embrace that truth, the sooner you will realize that your greatest potential is still ahead of you.